Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know what I'm going to say. I say it every day. Yes, go right down here, look around in your settings right down here, look around and find your subscribe button and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell too so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in, and give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, that beast, that algorithm. Whew, that's dragging me up and down these internet streets by my neck. I really would appreciate it. Also, right about here, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so appreciative for that support. Also, if you just want to do a one-time donation, our super thanks button is right over there, and all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, we have some shout outs to do today. We do. I want to shout out Laree Fitzpatrick. Laree, thank you for your super thanks, and thank you for being such a great supporter of this channel. Elegant Pause, thank you, Elegant Pause, for your super thanks, and thank you for being such a great supporter of this channel. And Connie Angeluli, thank you, Connie. Thank you for being such a great supporter of this channel. I am so lucky to have supporters like y'all, and I appreciate it so very much. All right, with all that said, y'all, let's get to the read because we have so much as usual. Y'all know that's all I do is dig around in these internet streets. And when I'm putting the read together, y'all know where I'm at in these internet streets. That's where I was most of the day, making my rounds on all these social media platforms. I was over to Instagram. I was over to TikTok. I spent a pretty good little while over to TikTok. I did, you know, which is a little unusual for me. And then I made my way back to X, formerly known as Twitter. And I'm telling you, the squatties are pretty much on the same page. And that is all over the place because they are still dragging Kate. They still dragging that reporter who, that attacked that BBC commentator, Norinda, that attacked her. That her name is Julia Shahil, I think her name is. Yeah, I don't know what her last name is, and I really don't care. But we're going to talk a little bit about her because the squatties have not forgot about her, and they continue to drag her as needed, because she's still yapping at the mouth. Some people don't know when to shut up. And one thing about us squatties, if you don't shut up, we'll keep coming for that neck. And that's exactly what some of the squatties are doing. And I jumped in there and threw a few hands myself. So I guess I'm in that number. Because y'all know me, I'll jump in when needed. And let's see what else the squad is talking about. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Wait a minute, y'all. I am going to put up a picture of William, and I want y'all to listen to something. All right, I'm gonna put up a picture of him because he was in uh, Ireland. He was in Ireland today. He was, and I'm telling you, the Irish people gave him a welcome. So let me put this picture up of him, and we're gonna play this. And there you have it. That is the reception that William got in Belfast, Ireland today. Boo, boo. Let me put this up. Let me put this up. The squad, one squatter put this up and posted this. And it just says, boo, boo. And let me tell you, if you watch that video, I cannot post a video, but if you watch that video, you can see the hurt. I'm telling you, I could see his heart started to break into so many pieces. And I know sometimes I say to myself, you are just too messy for enjoying something like that. And then I think about the kind of person he has been. What kind of horrible, horrible person he has been. He actually drove Megan to the point where she was having unaliving ideations. This person right here drove Megan to the place where she wanted to unalive herself while she was 6 months pregnant. That he conspired with all of his cronies to undo her and run her back to the US and try to convince Harry to divorce her, to break up their marriage with a child inside of her. So when I think about that, I say, boo, boo. And I love it. I'm just saying. Y'all, I'm gonna put this up now. Y'all gonna have to indulge me because I am in a messy mood. I'm telling you, and I am going to go through a lot of these different posts about William getting booed because I'm telling you, it did something for my soul. I'm telling you, I felt my spirit start to lift. I don't know. And could it be because I don't know, for about a solid year or more, that's all the British media talked about, especially during the Jubilee and all of that, talked about how Harry and Meghan was going to get booed. Is that the reason that Meghan's not coming back? Because she's scared she's going to get booed and Harry's going to get booed and boo, 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 boo. That's all they talked about. And now Charles and William and Kate and Charles's horse can't go anywhere without being booed. And I just love that for them. And like I said, I don't know about y'all, but it just does something to my spirit. I just love it. I love it because it's so good to see the people. Well, pretty much, it's so good to see that karma has showed up and she is starting to show out. And I just love it for them. All right, I'm going to put this up. It says, William Parker Bowles getting a very warm welcome and goodbye from Belfast. That's what happens when you go from being Diana's son to a full-blown Charles and Camilla's son. They booed him when he went in, and then when he started to come out, they booed him some more. They booed him some more. And like I said, if you think this is not soul crushing for him, you should watch him when he is interacting with the people. I think back when him and Harry was out there, when they got out of the car for Harry's wedding. And all those people was out there and you could just feel the love and you could just feel it. I'm telling you, that wedding had such a great vibe to it. You could just feel the love that was surrounding them, even though even in the Garden of Eden, there was the devil. The devil, the snake was up in there, and the snake was in that wedding too, but we didn't know it at the time. But it was such a good vibe. And when they hopped out of that van, and William saw all those people, and you should go back and watch it. His face, he was just like Kate's face that I showed y'all yesterday at Wimbledon when they were giving her that standing ovation and giving her all that love and admiration and all that, just heaping all this love upon her. She just, you could see it in her face. She was just lapping it up. So, every time I want to feel sorry for William, I just can't, it's hard for me to actually just give one F about it. I don't have one of them F's in me to feel about him. Because he's such a horrible person. And karma is really, really kissing him in the mouth. And I just love that for him. I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it. And do you not know? If you watch that video of him going in and coming out, it is soul crushing for him. Them boos, and to be heckled like he was being booed and heckled, I literally saw his heart start to break. You could see it on his face, and I'm telling you, I loved it. I did. I did. Y'all know I'm petty. Y'all know I'm petty. And so, yeah, I am not going to pretend like it was not, it didn't make my soul leap. I'm telling you, because it was soul crushing for him. And it would be bad if he didn't deserve it. And we all know that he did deserve it. I just love it for him. I do. I'm gonna put this up, and this is what he said: booed entering and booed exiting. Mm. He was booed coming and going. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. I just love it for him. He did everything that he could do. He snaked in every way he could snake to be centered. And now he is centered, and people are focused on what he has done and what he is doing. And he is walking around here just like we don't know he a slumlord. Like we don't know that he is renting homes that has mold and leaky roofs, so cold these people can't even heat them. And he has his hands in the pockets of the taxpayer in every way you can imagine. And he just walking around here just like it's a normal day. But no, no, no. It is plenty of people to remind him, no, it's not a normal day. It is not, it is never going to be like it was before. Because we see you. We see you. And when you really see someone, it's no going back. It's no going back. They cannot figure out another way to fix this, to create a better relationship between them and their people, because they don't have that ability. They don't. Or they can accept that things are different. The people see them now. They see how empty they are, what empty vessels they are, and what they are doing behind the curtain: the stealing, the grifting, the lying. And I just love it for them. And they can't go anywhere without getting booed. Charles, I think he was at a school and the little kids didn't boo him. They sung happy birthday to him. They need to keep it to the small children, because if they ever present themselves in front of the adults, boo, boo. This is from Roy Nika. Now, these rodents, I put this in here because they are, this is the way they are. They never report it the way it is. Now, she was there. She saw him being booed on the way in and booed on the way out. And this is what she posted and never opened her mouth about what had happened, his reception. And did you think she mentioned that? This is what she said. She said, I'm with the Prince of Wales in Belfast today, where William is visiting Simon Com London's the Foyer Accommodation Centre to hear how Homeward UK and its partners in Northern Ireland and across the UK can help support young people leaving care, avoid homelessness. And that's all she reported. Now, her and I think Kate Manzi have like a podcast, a royal podcast. And I'm going to keep my ear to the ground and see if she is going to mention this on this podcast, because she clearly did not mention it in this post. And this particular squatty answered her with this. She said, you didn't mention the booze he received. You have selective reporting. They all do. All they do is protect this man. And yet and still, for a year or more, all we heard about was, is Harry and Meghan, are they afraid to come to the UK because they're scared they might get booed? Harry and Meghan will get booed. They even did polls to say, if Harry and Meghan come to the UK, do you think they would get booed? And William and Charles and Kate and Camilla are getting booed on the daily, but yet and still they can't even report it. They're not going to report that. And that's what this squatty is saying. And another squatty said this, laugh out loud. Oh, William is out on the king's birthday, still in the spotlight. This is Charles' birthday. Charles is doing an event. I was telling you he was at a school. They sang happy birthday to him. And here William is conflicting with his schedule. I wonder what Charles think about that. But we all know, and in my last podcast, I talked about Tom Sykes' article about how Tom Sykes was saying that William was out of control. Charles cannot control William anymore. He'll do stuff like this. He's trying to overshadow Charles. And my goodness, who can't overshadow Charles? But I don't think he wanted to overshadow Charles like this, because Charles didn't get booed today. He did. And it was soul crushing. I'm telling you, it was soul crushing. And I loved it for him. And this other squatty said, how about tell the truth, huh? He got booed. He got booed. And this other one said, how about being honest and show how he was also getting booed? That's all was in her comments. You're not reporting on him getting booed. He got booed, and it was just post after post after post after post. And I just love that for her, because she needs to be called out. She needs to be called out, because what do? What are they the best at? This so-called royal roader or royal reporter, and that is sweeping stuff, royal stuff, under the carpet, covering up like cats covering up their poop. That's what they do. And they do it really well if you don't address them. That is why I said I'm always on these social media streets. I'm always in these social media streets, because you have to be. You have to be. And it was so many squatties all up in her comments. It was a beautiful thing to see. And I was up in there too. And I'm going to put this up. And it says, gotta love the Irish. Willie was booed loudly during his self-promoting visit to Belfast. And I love it. I love it. But I'll tell you what, the Royal Roader, the ones that are traveling with him, will never report that. But guess who did report it? The Irish Telegraph, it did, and it said, watch. It said, watch as Prince William greeted with boos as he arrives at Ulster University. And I just love that. But the sad part is nobody else will know anything about it. Nobody else will know anything about it. They're not going to report that on the BBC. They're not going to report it on ITV. Roy Nika is not going to write about it because she is the one traveling with him. They're not going to write about it. That is the reason why Squatties was all up in her comments to let her know we see you and we see what you are doing. You're protecting him. The invisible contract is at work. And we're calling you out on it. And I'm telling you, like I said, I was in her comments too. All right, this particular person is I don't know. I don't think that they are squatty. I don't. I think sometimes I think that they are Harry and Meghan supporter, but sometimes they ask some real dumb questions. You know how that goes. So I'm just gonna say this time he asked and said something really, really good because I have saw posts from him and he shows up on my timeline quite a bit, and his posts be like he don't understand what's going on. He either somebody who just is new to the game and you really just don't know what's going on and how Harry and Meghan have been treated and what has transpired before this point, because he be asking a lot of dumb questions, and I said to myself, is he that dumb or he just really don't know? But this particular one, I said, good question, good post. And so I decided to use it in my podcast. And I'm not going to give you his name, but he said, ask yourself honestly, what has the royal family ever done to help you and your family? What has Prince Harry or Meghan Markle ever done to hurt you or your family? Why is there so much hatred aimed at Harry and Meghan by the British media and some people? And this was in response to that article yesterday where the Daily Fail tied themselves in knots in order to try to somehow angle themselves to be able to um, incorporate Harry and Meghan to this scandal that's happening over there in the church with Justin Welby. And y'all saw it, and I'm gonna put it up here. But this person is really asking a really, really good question. What has the royal family ever did for anybody? And people responded, and it was a lot of response. And all the response was pretty much nothing. Nothing has the royal family done. But I found this one and I wanted to share this response with y'all. And this particular person said, Harry's Invictus games have actually helped some of my family members and friends. Have nothing but praise for him. Can't think of one thing that the monarchy has done which has helped me or my family. And Harry said that. Harry said that a modern uh, royal should be serving the people, should be serving the people and not expect the people to serve them. Should be working for the people. And that's exactly what this particular person is saying. The royal family has never done anything for this particular person's family. There, all this money that these people, that these citizens, that these taxpayers, all this money that they run in checks to that royal family, they get nothing out of it. When you're paying taxes, at least you should want to get some kind of service like good roads or good streets or whatever. But you have a family who is totally on the grift and they don't do anything. They just start doing a little bit since Harry and Meghan came along and was showing them how to serve the people. Because Charles just started to open 2 food banks, which is disgraceful to me. Because this man who takes so much money from the British people have the nerve to be completely tone deaf to the fact that the thing that he decided to do was to open up 2 food banks. It is the most ridiculous thing. How about taking less money? How about donating that money that you don't take to the NHS or to some other place that will help people? Figure out a way that food banks are not needed. What is the king doing a food bank? He should be working with politicians in order to come up with a plan to lessen the need of food banks. I'm just saying. My thoughts, my thoughts. All right, I'm going to put this up. And this particular person says this: Prince Harry collects awards on the global scale and being celebrated while the brother collects boos everywhere he goes. Oh, wait, wasn't Harry and Meghan supposed to be booed? Yeah, that's what they said. They said that that's why Meghan wasn't showing up because she didn't want to get booed. And it's all about boo, 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 boo. But it seems like they cannot get out of the door without getting booed. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this particular article is by Jack Royston. And we all know Jack Royston is a royalist, but he has taken a turn here lately. And him and Tina Brown and I sense it in Tom Sykes too. They understand what the situation is. They understand that this family across the pond is circling the drain. And they want Harry to play Captain Save-A-Ho and come over there and save them. But how can you save somebody? And I was asking my daughter about this the other day. It's a song called "Don't Save Them." They don't want to be saved. Don't save them. They don't want to be saved. And that is what exactly is going on over there. How can Harry save somebody who don't want to be saved? They don't want to be saved because if they wanted to be saved, they never would have done what they did to Harry and Meghan in the first place. So I'm just saying, it's just amusing to me to sit back and watch how things have turned and starting to turn. And for them to see that that family is mortally wounded over there. That documentary, they just don't know the damage that that documentary did. They should see it because all those empty barriers be all over the place and all them booths. And Charles is scared to go anywhere if it's not at a school or some kind of control situation because he knows he'll have eggs flying over his head. I'm just saying, but I'm gonna put this up, and Tina Brown is on it again. And if you don't know who Tina Brown is, she is that person who came up with that nonsense about Megan. Let me put this up. Y'all remember this? This is what she wrote about Megan. Talking about Tina Brown. Oh, Meghan Markle's idea are totally crap. Y'all remember that? And talk about how Megan, the whole judgment, her whole judgment is wrong. Meghan Markle has the wrong judgment has the worst judgment in the world, and tried to say that somehow she fooled Harry into believing that she was gonna create such a wonderful thing in Hollywood, and they were going to be famous, and just all kinds of nonsense that was actually in this article. She tried to smear Meghan and tried to alleviate any blame from Harry, which is no blame for neither one of them, because basically all they were doing was living their lives. They chose to move away from that family and to live their life separately from them. What is they talking about? But saying that Meghan led Harry like a lamb to slaughter. What kind of verbiage is that? Because she married him, because they moved into this great, big, beautiful home, had two beautiful children, and living the kind of life that Harry wants to live, where he is actually free to soar and is no longer hobbled by that family over there. But yet and still, she wants to try to paint a picture like Meghan has somehow hoodwinked him, I guess. But yes, that article there. Well, she has written another article. Well, she has that podcast or something, and evidently Jack Royston took wrote an article about what she was saying on this podcast. So it's complicated, but it's ridiculous. I'll just put it that way. And the name of the article that Jack Royston wrote is called Prince William Sounds Like Performative Pinhead, Tina Brown says. She is actually criticizing William, believe it or not. She called him a performative pinhead. She has been on one here lately, isn't she? And I'll tell you why. Tina Brown biggest flex was that she was friends with the royal family, that she had a in with the royal family. And that's when the royal family had the mystique. It had the admiration, it had the respect of the world, because at the top of it, at the tippity top of it, sat Elizabeth II. But when Elizabeth II was lowered down in that tomb, so was the mystique, so was the respect. All of that went right down in there with her. And so she is kind of butthurt that it's not a big flex to be the friend or be in with the royals of the United Kingdom anymore, because people think that they are pathetic, mediocrity, mediocres. That's what they think they are. They're a bunch of mediocre clowns. And so she is mad. And she feels that Harry is the person to be able to bring it back. So she can be adjacent to this family of respect, and everybody wanted to be a part of it, because now nobody wants to be a part of it. Who wants to be a part of something that Camilla is the queen of? I'm just saying. And Charles is the king. Who wants to be? And the ones who are coming up the rear is a fakey Katie and incandescent with rage, William. And we all know it ain't no telling what's going on with him. He looks like he is aging like milk in the sun. Something is going on with him. And so she is mad. She is mad because of the fact that how it's affecting her. It's not a flex anymore. People don't look up to that family anymore. So she has come out with article after article after article. She attacking Meghan. Now she attacking William. She want Harry to go back over there to that sunken place. But like I said, the name of the article is this. Is Prince William sounds like a performative pinhead, Tina Brown says. Prince William sounded like a performative pinhead when he was saying that things were going to be different to his royal predecessor, and he needs Prince Harry to bring him down a peg or two, according to Tina Brown. the author of the Palace Papers, wrote on her Fresh Hell Substack diary that she was unimpressed by William's remark at the end of his visit to South Africa for the Earth Flop Prize ceremony. The project gives grants for innovative solutions to the climate crisis. The Prince of Wales told journalists he was doing it with maybe a smaller R in the role compared to his past generations. Brown said that she fled London for some post election air, but added that William did not help the mood by giving a swaggery interview at the end of his South Africa trip for the Earth Flop Prize, and then listed impact philanthropic collaborations, convening and helping people. In short, everything his father has been doing for the past 50 years. Charles is widely thought to have defined the modern role of the Prince of Wales in the 1970s, and the Prince and the Palace Age toured with the idea that he might get a formal job, for example, as governor of Australia. That is so funny because what she's saying is the reason he looked like a performative pinhead, basically, how he is describing how his kingdomship would be, is pretty much the way Charles has been moving for the last 50 years. Like nothing new to see here. But she's saying he up there sitting up there with his swagger, and he pretty much spouting something that Charles has already been doing for 50 years. I love it. I love it. It says instead, the king carved out a role in Britain pursuing impactful projects such as the Prince's Trust, which aims to promote employment opportunities for inner city young people, and his work highlighting the environment. Brown also suggested that the timing of Williams' remark was bad on the back of a hard-hitting expose by the Sunday Times and Channel 4 into the royals' financing, which showed both William and Charles draw a private income from charging rent to public services and charities, including the ones they are publicly supporting. So basically, she's saying he needs to get somewhere and sit down. Like my grandmother used to say, he needs to really take a seat, and maybe even several seats. Because what he is talking about, what he is sitting there with his legs crossed and spouting, is something that Charles have already been doing. We are not impressed. You need to be taken down a peg or two. And they want Harry to leave his wife, leave his children, leave his beautiful home, and come over there and deal with that person, that man baby. They're saying that they feel that William has too many sycophants around him. That he needs someone who is actually going to tell him what the real deal is. But we all know that when Harry tries to tell him what the real deal is, he pushes Harry over the dog bowl. He don't want to listen, because that's what Harry was trying to tell him before, that what you are talking about is not true. Meghan is not this person. But we all know he knew that Meghan wasn't that person. He was the one who was making up the lies, trying to convince Harry that Meghan was that person. In actuality, he already knew what the deal was. But when Harry pushed back on the nonsense, what did he do? He collared up Harry, broke Harry's necklace, and pushed him over the dog bowl. Harry can't do nothing with that crazy man, and don't even be putting that on Harry to do. That is not Harry's responsibility to regulate a grown man. Harry has his own life, his own children. He is not responsible for William. But yet and still, they want to try to make Harry responsible for this man, baby. And I don't, if I was Harry, I would say, no, 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 no. Y'all created this monster. This is the monster that the firm created. Why is it Harry? Why is Harry needed to try to regulate this monster that y'all have created? Because anybody that knows anything and has watched William and the way he moved, know he's really stupid. He is really, really stupid. He is driven by his obsession with his brother's success. He don't want to earn it. He don't want to put in the work to get the success that his brother has, but he wants the success that his brother has. So they can miss me with that, and I hope they can miss Harry with that. Harry has a wonderful life. Let him be. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put up this, and this squatty said this. Calling Tina Brown a close friend of Diana is like calling Angela Levin a friend of Prince Harry's. Both Tina and Angela are desperate clowns who spent 15 minutes with the object of their fascination and have been milking it ever since. Where is the lie? Where is the lie? That's all Tina Brown does is walk around in these streets and say that she was friends with Diana. And we all know that that was not true. She really is friends with Charles and Camilla. Those are her peeps. Those are her folks over there. But she always trying to be adjacent to the royals. And Diana is not here to speak for herself and say, I don't know her. Who this woman, Hoppo? What movie is that from, y'all? Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. But Diana would say, who this woman, Hoppo? I don't know her. But yet and still, she walked around and tried to claim Diana on every turn, and maybe had an interview or two with her, or maybe a conversation at a cocktail party. But she don't know. She don't know Diana no more than Angela Levin knows Harry. Who's talking about, when I knew Harry, when I knew him, he was different before he met Megan. He was woman, stop. You had a 15-minute conversation with him. He allowed you to follow him around on engagements. It was supposed to be an article you were writing, and you ended up writing a book. How you was able to squeeze a book out of 15 minutes? I'm telling you, we need a documentary on how you did that. That's what I want to know. How in the world did you turn 15 minutes, or I think it was 15 or 30 minutes, into a book? I'm just saying. But yes, these clowns right here, that's what they do. And I'm telling you, Britain is the only place you can do this at. I'm telling you, it is the only place. If I spent 15 minutes with Beyonce, 15 minutes with Joe Biden, 15 minutes with anybody that's famous, and I could not make a career out of that. I couldn't just get on panel after panel after panel and talk about Beyonce's life. I think Beyonce would do this. I think she would do that. I think she would do this. Or if I knew Taylor Swift, I think Taylor Swift would not like that. And just absolutely be speaking for these people. And that's the way Angela Levin does. She had a 15 to 30-minute interview with Harry, and now she knows his deepest, darkest thoughts. Let her tell it. And that's the way Tina Brown is with Diana. But we all know that it's not Diana, it's Charles and Camilla are her people. And the reason she's so mad at Megan, the reason she's so mad that this monarchy is slowly crumbling and falling, is because it's not a flex for her anymore. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, we're going to change gears a little bit. We're going to drag this Julie Burchill a little bit. You know, I talked about her in I think it was a podcast ago or maybe the podcast before about how she was dragging this BBC presenter because this BBC presenter had said her name was Narendra Kaur. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. It was Kaur, her last name. I just said Narendra, okay? But the way she was trying to attempt to drag Narendra, because Narendra had said at the service of remembrance at the cenotaph, and Kate was there, and she said that she thought she posted she made a post saying that she thought Kate looked so much older than her years of 43 years, and asked simply, and she said this is a genuine question, and asked was Kate a smoker? And this particular person, Julie Burchill, decided to jump in her comments and try to drag her, and felt that she had all the authority to do so. Like people had forgotten or had some kind of memory loss or amnesia about her deeds and what she has done in the past. And we all talked about how she is the one who lost her job at the Telegraph because she decided to post about a newborn baby, Princess Lilibet, and said that Harry and Meghan should have named her or could have named her Georgina Floridina. And they fired her for it. They said it wasn't just that, it was a lot of other stuff, but anyway. And ever since then, it's been open season on that neck. And this is what she had written. And then I read what the squatties' response of what she pretty much just outed herself. She is one of the trolls. She is one of the flying monkeys. She's one of the hags. She is one of the derangers. And she posted this, calling all sugars. That term sugars is a racist term. And I'll tell you why it's racist. Because sugars mean that they think that all Harry and Meghan supporters come from the Caribbean. And what was raised in the Caribbean? Sugarcane. They were slaves working the sugarcane plantations. And so that is the reason why they use that term sugars. But they're so stupid that they don't understand that Harry and Meghan's supporters and squad members are from all over the world and all different colors, sizes, and the rainbow. But they're so racist, they think that all of them are Caribbean. They think they're all Caribbean. And so she wrote this racist nonsense saying, calling all sugars, for as long as you keep coming at me, I'll keep posting little slices of sheer brilliance from my Meghan Markle essay. Like we care. Who cares? She could post whatever she wants to. It has gotten to the point for me, I'm only speaking for me, I'm numb. Y'all, these kind of people carry no weight for me. I could care less, but I do love getting on that neck and pretty much just being gutter and go for all of the low hanging fruit, like calling you fat, like calling you ugly, like calling you saying that you stink. Now I'll do that, but I'm not doing that because what you're doing is bothering me. I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it because you deserve it. I'm just saying. And she says, as I'm an excellent writer, and you are barely literate, You will lose. Your choice, clowns. And you know what she did? She said all that and turned her comments off. How do I know that? Because I went there to come for that neck. I wanted to join in. Why would I let something good like that pass? When you gonna throw down the gauntlet like that, you gonna puff your chest out like that, you gonna say something like that with your full chest. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be a part of this party. And I went skipping over there, running over there, and she turned her comments off. And this squatty said this: journalists are finally calling us sugars out loud. Thanks for confirming what we've all been knew. We've told you so. Meaning that we all knew that they were trolls. They were part of this smear campaign, this hate campaign, along with all these other old toadies and hags. We all knew that. We have saw it in so many ways. But this particular woman, she could not hold it. She had to expose herself as the old hag that she is, that she is one of the toadies. She's one of the minions. She's not only a flying monkey, she is a troll also. And she exposed herself. But then she did all that big talk, puffed her, just said it with her full chest, and had the nerve to call us clowns, but did not have the cojones or the nerve to keep her comments on. She thinks she can hang, but she cannot hang with the folks who really got the slick mouths. I'm just saying. So she chicken out, just so y'all know that. And this particular squatty said this. They tagged her in it. Since she turned her comments off, squatty started coming for her and tagged her in it so they know she would get it. They said, something that looks like this should not call anyone names. Look at her, the size of a hippopotamus. She's not a credible journalist. The UK is full of these talentless, ugly, mediocre creatures who call themselves journalists. Laugh. This thing is in the photo is not worth anyone's energy. She worth my energy. I'm gonna tell her. She turned them comments on. She gonna be worth my energy. She should know she is not gonna outdo the squatties. They gonna tag that head no matter what. I'm gonna put this up. This particular squatty said this. It's called, her tag name is Booze, and it is a slur here in America for gay people. And so I'm not going to say it. I would never say that word. But you can see, but it's my understanding in Britain it means something. It means cigarettes. But here it's a slur, so I'm not going to repeat that. But you can see it, and it says this. But her name is and it says is a whale who writes hateful essays about Duchess Megan and then locks her comments. She liked them comments because I was over there. She liked some comment. And they said she's a racist, and I'm not gonna say that word either because I don't wanna say anything about anybody. And it said who calls an infant it. And y'all remember that's what she called Lilibet. Said Harry and Meghan could have named it Georgina Floridina. That's what she did. And it says she beached herself, nothing to see here. Called her a whale, and she is. Look at her. But she thinks she got all the room in the world to talk about people. She need to stop, and she don't know who she dealing with because as long as she got time, we got time. And she need to unlock them comments. That's all I'm saying. And y'all remember this from yesterday. Well, I just wanted to post this. And this right here is the person that wrote that. This little pipsqueak here, who is absolutely is a trainee reporter at the Mail Online. And he is the one that came up with this line about talking about how Justin Welby fell under Harry and Meghan's spell as Archbishop of Canterbury resigned. And you know the rest of it. But he is the one who came up with that. So I just wanted to put him on blast. And this particular squatty said this: it's about time the media were called out for their vendetta against Harry and Meghan while they play puppet to the same royal family that are supposed to they're supposed to hold accountable. As for the pathetic journal behind the article, as a trainee, this journal career is in the toilet, or his royal masters were that. He has failed before he got started. He is a trainee, and I believe they probably set this young boy up because he just got out of college and he is trying to do good, but you cannot sell your soul to the devil. You cannot allow people to get you to do their dirty work. And I think that is exactly what happened here. And he was so eager to please that he signed his name to it, because we all know that they write all different kind of articles and get people to sign their name to it. So I wouldn't even be surprised if he didn't even write it. He just signed his name to it. But here he is, a little pipsqueak who's not even on the payroll. It's disgraceful. I'm just saying. They put, dropped that article yesterday as a distraction, trying to tie Harry and Meghan, this little pipsqueak, this little trainee that they had, using him and got him to write that, trying to use as a distraction, and it ended up backfiring. And this particular squatty absolutely summed it up, just what I was saying. It says, phew, not people who aren't even in this space dragging the toxic British media for filth here for it. And that's what I was saying yesterday. So many people that I had never saw before, all these names on my timeline dragging the British media about this nonsense. It completely backfired on them. And I just love that for them. I do. Because it was just post after post after post of pushback on this nonsense. Even a blind man, Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles, could see that this was nothing but a hit piece, an attempt to distract from what is going on in that family and to smear Harry and Meghan. And I just love it. And I just love how just good people just came in and just said, this is nonsense. I guess Harry and Meghan is responsible for the earth being round instead of flat, for the Titanic, for the hurricanes, for everything. If they are responsible for this, I love it. I love it. All right, I'm gonna put this up. And this is just a rewind. This is me going spinning around the block again, because I just want to remind everybody, at the end of the day, Meghan is not the one that is the liar. They always have tried to make Harry and Meghan into the liars. But at the end of the day, no matter what they think Meghan did, she did not fake cancer. This said all the Rangers called Meghan a liar. Now we all know who is the real liar is. The woman who faked cancer. And that's another one that I will not stop spinning around the block every now and then. And y'all know I got a few favorite ones that I spin around the block every now and then to not forget what these people have done. All right, we got to put up the clown. Bring in the clown, Charles. Charles. Charles has made a mess of the monarchy. He has. Since Elizabeth II has passed away. Ooh, and it's his fault. And don't forget about his son. William is so stupid and dumb. And you think that Charles's kingdomship is a horror show. William's is going to be a clown show. It is going to be a circus. This one up. If you mess with Harry and Meghan, the Sussex Squad will come behind you and eat your face off. All right, y'all. Bye.